3 children, yes?
I have 3 of them, yes.
And do they know your work? Because I would assume that once they do, they will enjoy it a great deal.
Well, I thought I should tell them what Dad does for a living. I'd seen, and not in terms of scale, but I had seen Danny Harrison talking about his dad, George Harrison, that he went to school, and for the longest time, he didn't know that his dad was in the Beatles. And so people would go, "Your dad's a Beatle," and he'd go, "Shut up." And then he came home and said to George Harrison, "Are you a Beatle?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am, actually." I go, "Why didn't you tell me?" He goes, "I suppose I should have, really." And I thought, well, I'll tell them. I'm not a Beatle, but, you know, I make stuff.
Yeah.
And so I told him, and we let him watch it, and all of it went over his head. But he loved it, which I was thrilled. In fact, we give him an allowance, and he has, like, saving, donating, and spending. And he saved up for the longest time, and he bought an Austin Powers costume. And he does it all the time. And I was like, you know, is this weird? He goes, no, I think it's great. And then we were somewhere, and it was raining, and we were under a blanket, and he said, "Dada, can I tell you a secret?" And I said, "Sure, Spike, what?" And he goes, "I'm your #1 fan." And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Chest not big enough for heart. It's just the happiest time of my life. These kids are fantastic, all of them.
I agree with that. I did not know this, and I'm so now angry that I wasn't there. You did one performance with Fred Armisen.
Yes.
In a band.
Yeah.
Called the Modern Weepers.
The Modern Weepers, yeah. We wanted to do a mope rock band.
Yeah.
The sort of like...
so like emo-y, like what would be the inspiration?
Like The Cure,
okay.
Human League. It's the sort of band that's like, you know, we're very sad to be here tonight.
There's Fred. There's Fred and the Modern Weepers.
Were you Hugh, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What was your name?
Hugh.
Hugh, and what was your name?
I can't remember. What was that?
Do you remember any of the songs you did, like the titles?
Yeah. Cry Pale.
Cry Pale.
Is that every time I see your face, I cry in a pail. You deliciously rejected me, I cry in a wail. And the other one is Don't Ask Me Personal Questions, remember that?
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Pasta and red sauce.
Pasta and red sauce?
Yes. Pasta and red sauce.
Embrace.
The Girls of New York. What's another one? I think it was Catalog of Misery, something like that.
Yeah.
It was
All
just
sad
all
songs.
One Night Only in L.A.?
New York.
Oh, New York.
Mercury Lounge, yeah.
It was fantastic, and that was it. That was the end of it, the Modern Weepers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a situation where, unlike George Harrison, you might not have to tell your son that.
Yes.
Dad, are you a Modern Weeper?
Why didn't you tell me? Because it's kind of a big thing.
Thanks so much for being here, Mike. It's
Thank
always
you
such
so
a
much
pleasure
for
to
having
see
me.
you.
Thank you.
Mike